All right, everyone. Today we're going to continue our tour through the wood shop. We're going to talk about tools that do drilling, but also other ones that spin. So last time when we talked about cutting tools, most of them obviously spin too because they have electric motor, spin the blade. In this case, we're going to see things that spin a bit. So that would be like a drill bit or a router bit. We're going to talk about those in the tour of the shop today. But I'm trying to make them sort of like a theme. So the first one was cutting tools, and now we're going to talk about spinning tools, drilling, shaping tools. All right, we're ready to get started? Let's do this again. All right, now we're going to pick up where we left off last time, and we're going to discuss the drilling machines. First, let's look over here at the drill press. The drill press has this important part, which is called the chuck. And you put a drill bit inside the chuck with the key. This is the key. You can loosen up the chuck and remove the drill bit. It goes in the same way. These three jaws that are below here in the chuck are what holds the drill bit in place. And you use the key to tighten it up. I cannot do this one-handed. The drill press allows you to hold something firmly down on the table or put it in an angle you want and drill a perfect hole with whatever size drill bit you want to make the hole size. In addition to the drill press, we have actual drills in the tool cabinet, hand drills to drill holes with. Let's walk over there. So here are some drills. We're going to go through these in depth later, but this is what the original manual style is like. The same drill bit, put it on the wood, and as you crank this handle, it will spin the drill bit, and that will drill a hole. But then, of course, there's the powered version, which is similar to the drill press in that it has a chuck that loosens and tightens the jaws inside with the chuck key. These are very powerful and spin at very high rate of speed, so they're good for drilling holes, especially in harder material. But battery operated drills have come a long way, like these. This is a drill and this is a driver. It works a little differently. This is meant only for screws, not for drilling holes. So this is actually not part of this discussion. This is the drill. It has a chuck just like this one, except this one does not require a key. You can spin this outer part to close the jaws around the drill bit, and then that will tighten up enough with hand tightening to hold the bit in place. You do not need to use a key. It also has torque settings and other things we're going to get into at a later date, but this is a hand drill. Works the same way. When you have the trigger this way, it will go clockwise. If you flip it around, it will go counterclockwise. And you can put a drill bit in that. And those are the drilling machines that spin. But we also have these machines that spin, which are the lathes. It's a little bit messy over here, but we have a huge lathe like this and some other ones, and smaller lathes. And this is the part that spins. When you turn on the lathe, this spins. Now, this is not meant for drilling holes, but you can attach a chuck to it with a drill bit to drill a hole in something perfectly straight, similar to a drill press. Imagine a drill press laid on its side. That's a lathe. And with a lathe, we can make all kinds of fancy wood bowls and turnings, because these metal plates on the bottom mount to this, and then you can shape it using all of these shaping tools. So as the wood spins, it hits the blade there and it shapes it into what you want. So these are lathes, wood lathes, small lathes and big lathes, but they also spin. In addition to lathes, and drill presses and drills that spin, there are also routers. This is a router. A very basic, it's been around for a long time router, which is just a motor, an electric motor that spins, that is directly connected to a bit. So you see here, there's this collar connected to the motor. This holds the router bit in place. They look different than drill bits because they are. They all have a knife or a blade of some kind on the edge of them, and they spin a lot faster than something like the drill press. Now, whereas a router could drill a hole, it's not usually used for that. So these are all very similar machines where there's a motor connected to something that spins differently than a blade, like on a saw blade. So these are meant to put profiles on the wood. So if this were to ride along the edge of a piece of wood, it would make this edge that shape, or straight, or rounded. We've also taken routers and we hook them up to tables. So here's a router table, and underneath is the router, and it's sticking up, and there's the bit. And then you could take a piece of wood as it spins and round the edge of the board using the router. We've also taken these and hooked them up to computers. And that's the CNC. So this is a CNC router. This thing here is basically the same thing. It's connected to this arm setup, and down below you'll see, actually underneath this thing, and then on this one there's a smaller one back here. It's the same concept. There's your router. Underneath this broom is the collar holding the bit, and this point will shape. Now this could drill holes, but it also does the shapes. This is connected to the computer, and the computer tells the arms where to go in 3 axes, X, Y, and Z. And then with that, you can cut out project pieces or make carvings where it's actually carving out the letters. And that's what we're gonna be doing. So that is the CNC router, all because of this machine right here, the router. All right, let's pause it there. Just like last time, take the template, copy it, and fill it out, the tools we went over and what they're used for, submit the Google Doc, and next time we're gonna finish the tour of the shop with the remainder of the machines.